There was one individual, he told me, he had kind of an engineering mind. I met him in Scotland. He went out in the Tablighi Jamaat to Pakistan. So when he was sitting there, another group had just come back from one of their excursions, and they had gone on foot and come back. So they were just relating their story. And their story was that we had to cross through these woods at night. So we had one lantern. In those days they had, the oil lamps. So we were going with that, and then suddenly in the middle it became extinguished. So now it's dark, we're scared, we don't know what to do, which way to go, we could fall over anything, we have no idea. So the Amir, he said, let's make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He provides us some way of doing this, some way of getting through this. So they all made 2 rakats of salat and started making dua and everything. And after they finished the dua, one of the person, it just occurred to him that, you know what to do, take some water, say Bismillah, put it inside, and say Bismillah and try to light it. Right? So they put some water inside, and they lit it, and it lit. Now this man, he's got a questioning mind. So as soon as he heard that, he's like, no, there must be something. So the next day he went out into Lahore, into the markets, and he went to look for a lantern. He'd never seen one. Like, let me find one of these lanterns. So he went to look at it. He got one. He found one. Somebody selling him. He found one, and he kind of opened it up. I'm not sure if he bought it or checked it out there. What he noticed was that, the wick. So part of it protrudes out that you light. The other part is inside. It didn't go all the way to the bottom. So he figured out that petroleum is extremely light. It's lighter than water. When they put water in there, the petroleum must have gone to the top, must have risen, and thus the wick became moist with the petrol. But none of the guys understood that. It was just something Allah put in their head. Put water in there, something will happen, inshallah. So Allah works behind the veil. It's amazing. Allah works behind the veil. He's very latif in that way. Something that happened with me, I've mentioned this before, is that I went to India, and there were 2 tablets that I was supposed to take. And after 2 weeks or something, I think I had miscalculated how many I needed or something. So I ran out, or I was running out, so I went into the chemist. And it's 1 tablet that you're supposed to take. I'd gone to the doctor's just before, and got my prescription. And so I sat and I said, can I have, this medicine, please? So he says, do you want the 40 grams or the 80 grams or something like that? So, no, he gave me 80 grams tablets. I had no idea what I take, whether it's 40 or 80. I just know I take a tablet. But as I'm sitting there, it suddenly occurred to me that when I'd gone to the doctor had actually told me, look, I'm giving you larger tablets. You only have to take half, right? So you'll get more that way. And I thought it was about this. He told me that. So when I got these medicines, I now said, all these 2 weeks, I've been taking 1 full one. I should have been taking half. Now I understand why I've got low blood sugar, right? I've been taking too much. That's what I thought to myself. So I started breaking those in half and taking half only, because they were 80 grams. I got home after a week, and I checked my packets from UK, and that was only 40 grams. I wasn't taking double. I was taking the exact 40 grams. But Ajib lutf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that when I sat there, and then I realized that the doctor had actually told me to take half of another tablet, which was an occasional use one. It's not, it wasn't to do with the sugar, right? But in India, while I'm sitting there buying the tablets, Allah made me think that it was about this, right? Allah made me think it was about this, so that when He gave me the 80-gram ones, I didn't take double. I actually took the exact amount, thinking I had been doing wrong until now. So when I got home, I found out that I had been doing it right, and this was the lutf of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He forced me to take only half of these, otherwise I would have been taking double. Subhanallah. Now, if that happens to you, your belief in Islam, in Allah, is going to increase. That's lutf. Subhanallah. That is lutf. It's not magic. Nobody came and told me, hey, this, that and the other, whatever. It was just my own, Allah caused misunderstanding in my mind for the rahmah. That's His rahmah. That's ajeeb. And I'm sure everybody's got stories like that if you think about it. There was a woman in Hajj with us this year. A really, mashallah, big woman. I say that for a reason, not because I just said it. Like, there's a reason. She was with her mother in a car and she's driving, and then some guy or something had hit them, and then was gonna drive off. So she got out of the car and stood in front of the car. I don't tell you all to do this, but she was big and she felt she could do this. Right? Very brave woman. So she just stood in front of the car. But the guy came at her, and she fell on top of the car. And he said a number of meters that he did that. And then after that, she fell down and another car came. But what she said is that I literally felt gentle hands put me down on the ground. This is her experience. I can't deny it. I don't have to believe her, but I can't deny it. And she said I wasn't very practicing, but then I realized, and I came for Hajj.